So it's right around 1 p.m. on Wednesday, December 6, 2023, and it has been absolutely freezing in this unit this entire night. There's absolutely no heat. The baseboards are ice cold. I could leave my hand on them for hours because there's no heat in them, and even though they're metal, when the heat is on, even a little bit, the metal turns hot, so you can't really leave your hand on them, but these baseboards are ice cold. This is the weather right now, officially, according to Google. This is Boston, 34 degrees, feels like 28. And there's no heat. It's also supposed to go down to the 20s tonight. So at 2 p.m., and tomorrow, so let me finish that thought. 2 p.m., 34, 3 p.m., 34, 4 p.m., 6 p.m., 31, 7 p.m., 30, 29, 28, 27 at 11 p.m., 28 at 11. I mean, this is all approximate anyway. It could get colder than that. It's also supposed to be cold tomorrow. So the high tomorrow is going to be 36. The low is going to be 25. There's no heat. I told management this in emails, voicemails, and in person over the last few days. They have failed to turn on the heat, meaning they are refusing to provide heat right now in Unit 89. So I'm going to call them and ask them to send maintenance up here and check why the baseboards are ice cold and there's no heat in the unit.
You've reached the Greenville Real Estate Group. You may dial an extension at any time. For rentals, press 1. For maintenance, press 2. If you're interested in selling a property, press 3. For the office directory, press 4 or press 0 for the front desk.
They never answer the phone, not even during the day. I don't know who they hire to work for them, but maybe they're napping.
After the tone, please leave a detailed message with your name and number so we may get back to you when we return.
They're totally incompetent. Hi there. It's 1 p.m. on Wednesday, December 6, 2023. I'm calling from Unit 89 to report some ongoing problems with your ability to regulate the heat in this unit. A few days ago, the heat was close to 90 degrees and it was excessive, and now you have completely turned it off and there is no heat, even though it's 34 degrees, 32, 34 degrees in Boston, and it has actually been snowing throughout the morning in various parts of the Boston area. I'm not sure why you guys are refusing to provide any kind of functioning heat in Unit 89, but this is an ongoing health and habitation issue, and you can't rent a unit where you are unable to regulate the heat to normal and acceptable levels. So again, can you please send maintenance up here to Unit 89? It's 1 p.m. and have somebody check the baseboards and figure out why there's absolutely no heat in any of the baseboards of this unit, even though it's in the low 30s outside and it's supposed to go down to 26 degrees tonight. It was also 26 degrees this past night and there was no heat in Unit 89, and I had to turn the burners on my stove on for warmth. This is extremely dangerous. It is an open flame, and when you turn an open flame on your stove for hours just to get a little bit of heat in your living space, it's a serious fire hazard, but you don't have a choice because management is refusing to provide heat in your unit, and when they do, they blast it up to 90 degrees, so it's intensely uncomfortable, and you're not able to be in that unit in any functional way. Again, I'm calling from Unit 89. It's 1 p.m. on Wednesday, December 6th. It's 34 degrees outside in Boston. It's been snowing throughout the Boston area throughout the morning, and there's no heat in Unit 89. I've already mentioned this to you guys multiple times. If you have any questions, I can be reached at 617-459-0208. I did send a written notification to Greenville Management about the no heat situation on Sunday night. There's also a rodent infestation in this unit, and there are mice running around also at night. I mean, maybe they're cold, and they're just uncomfortable, just like I am. So again, if you have any questions, I can be reached at 617-459-0208. Please send maintenance up here today to check the baseboards because there's no heat in any of the baseboards in this unit. Thank you. Yeah, so now I'm going to call inspectional services and file a complaint because this is like the 5th voicemail I've left for Greenville about the no heat situation, plus a verbal notification to their manager who showed up at my door yesterday morning at 10:30, did a temperature reading over by the door, and got a 72-degree temperature reading, which was warm because I had just taken a hot shower and the sun was literally beating through the windows, and that creates a greenhouse effect in the unit, and then it warms the unit up in the morning. But at night, when they don't have any heat in here and it's 26 degrees outside, it gets really cold. I'm just trying them again to see if maybe whoever's taking a nap at the front desk has woken up. It is the middle of the day during a work day, and this is normal business hours. It's like 1:05 now, and nobody answers the phone because they really don't have anybody competent working for them. Okay, so let's just call inspectional services. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mentioned to Felicita yesterday, while she was standing at my door with a guy from maintenance taking a temperature reading by my door, that there has been absolutely no heat in the baseboard pipes for several days now. They shut off the heat on Saturday, December 2nd, after I had complained about excessive heat during the week. And now there's no heat, and it's 34 degrees, and they are refusing to provide heat in this unit. They're also claiming that I owe them rent. No, I don't. Not for this.
Thank you for calling Boston 311. If you're experiencing an emergency, please hang up and call 911. Otherwise, stay on the line and one of our call takers will be right with you. Or you can use the Boston 311 app to submit service requests directly. Thank you for helping keep our city beautiful.
No heat in my apartment at this time, and I've mentioned this to the landlord on multiple occasions since they shut the heat off on my unit on Saturday, December 2nd.
And when was the last time you spoke to them?
Yesterday morning at 10:30 a.m. in person, the manager knocked on my door, did a temperature reading in the unit, which was 72 degrees, but that did not take into account the fact that there's no heat whatsoever in the baseboard pipes, and the temperatures outside have been in the 20s and 30s over the last couple of days. It was snowing in Boston this morning.
And the thermostat says what again? I'm sorry.
There's no thermostat, but the manager showed up at my door yesterday morning at 10:30 and did a temperature reading over by the door, and it was 72 degrees because I had just taken a hot shower and it heats up the unit and the sun was coming through the windows, so it warms up a little bit in the morning, but at night it gets really cold in here and probably drops below 65 degrees.
Okay, and when you let him know that, what did he say?
Nothing.
He just sat there and stared blankly at you?
Well, they were doing a temperature reading, so they were talking about, oh, well, it's 72, so it's fine. And it's like, well...
No, I mean, when you told him about it getting colder once the shower was off and the sun wasn't shining, what did he say?
They didn't say anything at all.
That's a little confusing.
Well, they're not required to respond to anything I say, which is why I've had to call inspectional services, because they don't respond to what I tell them about the unit and the heating issues in here.
Give me one moment.
Thank you. So the landlord pays for the heat. It's included in the rent.
Okay. Do you have your telephone number, please?
Yes, it is 617-459-0208.
And the address?
It is 5 Union Avenue, apartment number 89 in Jamaica Plain, 02130. Yeah, so they just put me on a hold. I'm not sure what that's all about, but the city of Boston isn't in charge of determining whether or not there's an actual issue in this unit. That is up to inspectional services. So when I call the city of Boston and say there's no heat in here, and they give me a hard time with...
All right, thank you for holding. So do you remember your move-in date?
Yes, it was July 3rd, 2011. Probably an activist.
And the landlord's name?
They are called the Greenville Group.
What's the contact information for them?
Their phone number is 617-524-2988.
Is this gas, oil, or electric?
I think it's gas, but I'm not sure, again, because I don't have anything to do with the heat. They regulate it entirely on their end. I don't know what it is.
And do you know the temperature of the house at night?
It goes probably below 60 degrees because it's so cold that I can't sleep, and I have to turn the burners on my stove on for warmth, which is a fire hazard and it's really dangerous. But there's no other way of getting any heat in this unit. The baseboard heating pipes are ice cold.
Okay, please hold.
Thank you. So as I was saying, the City of Boston's operators do not have the right to determine whether or not there is a problem in this unit. They can ask questions, but they still have to file a complaint on my behalf with Inspectional Services. It is up to Inspectional Services to decide whether or not there's an issue when they come in here. Yesterday, the inspector that was supposed to show up decided not to, and instead to have management do a temperature reading over by my door. These temperature readings in the morning are inaccurate because it gets warm in here because the sun is always shining through these windows. So there's a definite greenhouse effect, even when there's no heat in the pipes. And I had just taken a hot shower. This is a small space. And when you take a hot shower with the bathroom door open, it heats up the temperature in this unit, especially in the morning when the sun is shining through the windows. What just happened?
Case number for you.
Okay, sure. What is the case number?
It is 519.
Yep.
2059.
519-2059. Okay, great. Thank you very much. And there's one more thing I need to mention. There is an ongoing rodent infestation in the unit, and there have been mice running around at night, probably because they're cold. They start coming out of the holes of the walls or whatever, and then they run across my stove and my sink, and I have a video of that.
Okay. Have you spoken to the landlord about this?
Yes, I have, multiple times.
Okay.
They're aware of it.
When was the last conversation that you had?
I sent them an email on Monday morning, 2 days ago, Monday morning, December 4th.
And what was his response?
There has been no response. So they don't respond to what I tell them about the malfunctions in my unit, and then I have to call Inspectional Services.
Okay. I'll make a note.
I have a copy of that email, and it's attached to a video where you can see a rodent running across the back of my sink. It jumps off of the stove and runs across the back of the sink behind the refrigerator.
Okay. Well, that's not needed.
Okay, yeah, but I sent them that email with the video link so that they could see it, and they haven't responded yet.
I understand.
So if you could just put that in the case or the complaint or whatever, that would be great. Hello? I'm not sure what happened here. Hello? I can hear you a little bit, a tiny bit. Yeah, I'm not sure. The volume just suddenly cut out. I can hear you a little bit, yep. So I sent him email on Monday, December 4th, which was 3 days ago because today's Wednesday. So no, 2 days ago.
Generally 48 hours isn't really long enough to give them a little bit more time for a response.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the rodent infestation has already been noted by Inspectional Services back on October 23rd of 2023. They did open a rodent infestation complaint against the landlord, and I'm not sure if that complaint is still open or not.
Do you have a case number?
Not in front of me. It's just for the same unit and the same address.
And what's the address again?
It's 5 Union Avenue in Jamaica Plain, and it's apartment number 89.
Please hold.
Sure. So we're 13 minutes into this phone call about the ongoing no heat, excessive heat cycle of dysfunction in this unit, as well as an ongoing rodent problem that is unresolved. In spite of the fact that the city of Boston has an open citation against this landlord right now for a rodent infestation that was cited on October 23rd, 2023, which was now a month and a half ago. So I think what I need to do is go to the hardware store and purchase one of those temperature. Yeah, hi.
I found it, and a notice was written to them.
Okay, great. Oh, that is awesome. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Okay, have a great day. Thanks again. All right, bye-bye.
Of course. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so there we go. The landlord is refusing to respond to multiple verbal notifications about no heat and an ongoing rodent infestation. They did shut the heat off on Saturday, December 2nd, after I had notified them on Wednesday and Thursday, November 30th and December 1st, that there was excessive heat in this unit. It was close to 90 degrees. They just shut the heat off. They did not turn it down. They shut it off. So there has been no heat in this unit, again, since Saturday, December 2nd. I notified them in writing, in an email, on December 4th, Monday, and also in person yesterday when they were standing at my door doing a temperature reading. It has to be noted that the temperature yesterday morning at 10:30 was 72 degrees according to their reading. That is with me having just taken a hot shower and the steam filling this unit. And I had the burners on the stove going for warmth throughout the night because it was so cold. And the sun goes through the windows in the morning and it creates a warming effect because the windows are so big. There is a greenhouse effect that needs to be taken into account when doing temperature readings in this unit in the morning and not in the evening or at night when it's dark outside and there is no sun heating the windows. So there we go.